Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Yes, another video usually means something broke and we are fixing it. So I was driving down the road and I was hearing some sounds coming from the back area, and I thought maybe as my exhaust was making some noise, it was kind of a tingy sound, more so when I'm turning and giving it a little bit of gas. And I thought maybe the exhaust was rubbing just right. So I came under here, tightened some stuff up, then I realized I've got a worn out U-joint on my rear drive shaft. Drive shafts are from Adams. Good thing about that is it is a easily accessible part. It's a 1310 U-joint. I had one in my Jeep already, just in case this happened on the trail. Here is the part number, and I believe I got this from Amazon. So I'm going to show you the easiest way to change that out. And the reason it's going to be the easiest way is because I have one of these now. You probably saw my last video where I changed the front axle U-joints with a hammer and some sockets. This is truly the easiest way to do it. So I'm going to show you how I change my drive shaft U-joints. But first, let's hook the GoPro up underneath the Jeep and see if I can replicate that sound. That way you guys know what to look for. Along with the sound, I did notice some on and off throttle hesitation or sloppiness. So I'm guessing that was from the U-joint having a little bit of play in it. And I also had a little bit of vibration while going down the highway. So here's a close-up of what I noticed. A good way to tell is you can feel the yoke and the drive shaft. Put your finger kind of between the two and twist it with your other hand. And then also there'll be up and down play or side to side. So let's go ahead and remove the drive shaft. And you can push the Jeep forward or backwards a little to reposition the yoke. Sometimes you need to pry on the drive shaft a little bit to separate it from the axle. Now we can pull out the drive shaft. So here's the drive shaft out. Let's go ahead and we can take off these C-clips. Do the same for the other side. And it's going to be time to use the press. You need to find a socket that'll fit inside here. That way you can press it through. And I actually didn't need a socket. I could just use the press only. And this is dust inside here. It's not supposed to be dry. So this U-joint was shot. So we'll compare it to the new one, make sure everything matches up, then we'll put it in. So let's go ahead and compare it with the new one. Make sure everything matches up size-wise. Perfect. And the cap sizes are the same. We got our new snap ring kit. Let's go clean up the drive shaft. And we'll press this guy in. Alright, so this next part, be extra careful. You're going to take off 2 bearing caps. And there is a little nylon bushing inside there, make sure that that's there. Sometimes it stays at the end of the cap, you don't want to lose it. It is on both. So you're going to slip this inside, bring it all the way to one side, then you're going to put on a cap. Okay. While holding everything nice and snug, you bring it over by the press. And you can gently press this cap into the drive shaft. I'm keeping constant up pressure on the U-joint, because if I don't, it will fall down. I would press it a little bit extra. That way when I go to put the other side on, this cap is a little bit too far into the drive shaft. But that way when I put this side on, I'll have more room to work with. So then you'll need to raise it up a little bit. That way the needle bearings are being connected by both caps. So then you can start to slowly press it in. And the whole, while you're doing this, you want to make sure that you can raise it up and down. Because if not, there's a chance a cap fell or a bearing fell over and you wouldn't know it. So make sure it's even, can go up and down. Just like that. You can still spin it. Everything moves nicely. Okay. Just like that. That is in. Next we're going to put on the snap rings. Needle nose work a little bit better with these. So you get it pushed in like that. And then the way you tell if it's working or if it's all the way in, give it a little tap. It snaps in. Just repeat on the other side. Careful with these bearing caps, they can fall off while you're working on it. So before we do this one, we need to press it in a little bit more. Not too much, just a little bit. Now we can put on the other one. Sometimes they don't want to snap in all the way. What I do is take a hammer and lightly tap the caps. Because you can also feel the caps are a little tight. I take a hammer and so if you're unsure if these were in all the way, you can grab an extra one and compare it to see if it did fall into the lip. And most of the time you can see it's pretty obvious. So again, don't forget, hit the caps on both sides. Spin the drive shaft. Hit it again. You'll seat the caps against the snap rings. That way you don't have premature wear on these. Now you can reinstall this into your Jeep. I always use at least blue Loctite, most of the time red Loctite when I'm bolting these onto the yoke or bolting it onto this, the transfer case. And make sure you don't over tighten those caps that hold these on, those little U-bolts, because you can actually prematurely wear these out and ruin them. If you tighten it too tight, it'll be too much friction in there. So let's go ahead and we can put everything back. And just like that, we are all done. A couple things to keep in mind. Having a press made this job so easy. This is only a small 6-ton press. I did do the front U-joints without a press. Highly recommend getting this press. You could put this on top of the bench. I use this for my gears. Very useful press. Another thing to keep in mind, when you're tightening these little U-bolts, don't over tighten them because you can ruin the U-joint. So now we can go for a quick test drive. Make sure everything's good. Again, if you like these videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment if you have some advice to give, or if you just simply found these videos useful. So again, thanks for watching.